How fast can you get your money after a car wreck? Call all nines now. George Sink Injury Lawyers has the experience to help you get your money faster. That's 999-9999. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Richmond County parents, a big change is on the table to the school calendar. Next at 6 o'clock, the debate around bringing year-round school to our biggest school district.
But first, we're talking about some dangerous lows across the area again tonight.
And Riley, we're talking about going low and staying low. How low?
Yeah, it looks like freezing within the next hour or two, so we are going to quickly see these temperatures drop, most likely already be in the 20s by around 9, 10 o'clock, so this is going to be a steady 8-plus hour time frame of where these temperatures are going to be 26 or less, so hard freeze across the area. As we head into tomorrow morning, that's where we're eventually going to see these low temps anywhere from, say, 17 to 20 across the majority of the region, so make sure you're protecting your pets tonight. Also, if you have seen pipe issues with these type temperatures over the past couple of years, let your faucets strip tonight, and then we're going to see even colder weather by this weekend. We'll have much more of that in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Richmond County parents, the school system is considering year-round school following in the footsteps of Aiken and Edgefield counties. That modified calendar means summer break would be cut back and students would get longer breaks throughout the year.
They're talking about making these changes for the 25-26 school year, and parents have a couple of options. School leaders want to hear your thoughts on these. Option 1 pretty much looks like the calendar does now, with a few online learning days. Option 2 would mean students would go back to school July 24th and get out for the summer on May 29th. Aiken County would include a week-long intersession period each semester where students who might be lagging behind could get an extra one-on-one time for that attention. But for everybody else, that would mean an extra week for spring break and an extra week for the fall break.
Craig Allison joining us live from the newsroom. So Craig, we definitely know parents are going to have a lot of thoughts about this. How do they weigh in?
The school system wants to hear from you in their survey by February 15th. And you can take that online or you can go to our website, wrdw.com. The board has to make a decision by the end of this calendar year, 2024, for this whole system to take place for the 2025 to 26 school year. A summer break cut down from 10 weeks to 7.5. An option some say keeps the summer slide from creeping in while giving healthier breaks in between.
Overall, I attended year-round school myself as a child, and I think it's just a better option.
Karina Ludwig has an 8th grader at Bel Air K-8 and says the system would be great for working parents.
I know some parents aren't as fortunate as me. I work from home. I have a really flexible schedule, so we can make do with whatever decision is made, but some parents don't have that option.
But nothing is set in stone.
It's dropping the line in the water, see if anybody bites on it. Main goal of this was to get feedback, not only from the board, but from mostly the community, the parents, teachers, possibly students.
One feature of the modified calendar gives students lagging behind an extra school week to catch up each semester, so they don't get surprised by bad grades by the end of the year.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, instead of waiting until the summer, pass or fail, oh, my child failed and now they got to go to summer school, instead of going with that option, they are going that route of giving them that extra 2 weeks.
And we've already seen this change in Edgefield and Aiken County. So they're sort of the guinea pigs, and the feedback so far has been really positive. Edgefield County says they've seen 80% positive feedback, and we'll have the link to the survey on our site, again, at wrdw.com.
And we'll hear what Richmond County parents have to say about it all. Craig, thanks very much for the update there. Learning how to write a resume or succeed in interviews even, are skills you normally pick up in school.
But for those who might have gotten off track and dropped out of school or served prison time, they might have missed the chance to cultivate those crucial skills. As our Nick Veland explains, a job skills program is helping guide people in the right direction.
Magnetics, metallic
teaching,
alloys,
learning.
We develop a real sense of family, I'm the dad.
Juan Mobley leads those to get jobs through a month-long program.
To speak publicly, to come out of their shell and network with other students that may be in similar situations that have found ways out, there's always going to be some kind of successful accomplishment or outcome to the program.
Different students, different backgrounds, different situations,
all with the same goals.
I feel like I'm actually making a personal difference in everyone's life that come into that door.
The program is tuition free and gives you a variety of skill certificates by graduation. Devarian Blunt is the founder of Blunt Beginnings. He helps those being released from jail get back on their feet and off the streets. The program helps these former inmates take one step closer to landing jobs.
Coming out and not having a lot of job history or sufficient job history for someone to maybe offer them an opportunity.
Blunt experienced homelessness in 2018, and prior he worked at jails throughout the CSRA. He says that these programs help end the incarceration cycle.
For schooling, the more education that you get, the more it allows you to be able to move up in whatever field you do choose.
In Augusta, Nick Veland on your side.
The Salvation Army just got a grant from the Vinea Foundation.
It will go towards furthering the job skills program. And again, it's a program that is free to anyone looking to be a part of it. We'll have a link with more information on our website. The temperatures are sinking for the night. Now the city of Grovetown is opening the Liberty Park Community Center as a warming station. It'll be open from 7 in the morning until 9 at night daily until those weather conditions change. Tonight, most homeowners will probably be checking on their pipes. Others might be waking up, calling HVAC technicians because their unit is frozen. Those temperatures will drop into the 20s tonight, maybe even the teens, Riley said. Hallie Turner joining us live. So, Hallie, what can homeowners do tonight to protect those systems?
Yeah, it may be warm right now inside your home, but as temps continue to drop, if you don't take the proper steps to maintain the device like this HVAC system that makes your home comfortable and warm, your safety could be in danger and your wallet could be empty. They can freeze in the hot summer air, just as bad as they can in a Jack Frost wonderland.
If people have what's called a heat pump system, then the colder it gets outside, the outside unit will start to freeze up a little bit more.
But HVAC technician Paul Zeeser says if you take the right precautions before the cold weather gets here, there's no need to fear. One of the most common issues HVAC technicians are seeing when it comes to these systems freezing are homeowners failing to properly maintain their systems. So they say the best way to get a jump start on avoiding the freeze, clearing out all the debris from around it.
In the fall, have your system serviced. Don't wait till it's 20 degrees outside to be like, oh, I need to have my system serviced.
He says you'll want to make sure to change the filter and find a comfortable temperature to leave it on. He suggests 72.
It's best to find a temperature you like and keep it there rather than turn it way down and then turn it way up, because it's just going to run even harder to try to maintain or get to where you set it.
And if you see a little steam, don't panic.
We get a lot of calls that they see smoke come out of their unit, which we go out there and find no issues. And what that is not actually smoke. It's a steam from where the ice is melting. So if you look out of your window and hear your unit making a loud noise and see steam coming off, that's perfectly normal during this time of year.
Now, the most important thing you're going to want to note is for your HVAC system outside, like ours here at News 12, they're electric. You're going to want to make sure there's no debris at all on top, or if it's inside, call a professional for that. But if it's underneath, you'll want to take your blower, blow that out, because that frost that forms on the side of it can't drain properly if all that debris is up underneath it, and therefore the freezing causes it entirely to freeze up in that puddle, and therefore you're not going to have a happy mess to wake up to. So,
okay, good advice. Maybe run out there before it gets in the teens and see if you've got a lot of debris that's going to end up being frozen. Thanks, Allie.
Coming out from charred wood and ashes to a booming business, Duke's Barbecue returns with a bang in Aiken. More from your long journey back from a fire next on News 12.
And we are expecting very cold temps again tonight, but even colder weather does show up by the weekend. Full forecasts next. Time out. So it's not just going to be tonight. We have to worry about the cold temps. It's going to be all the way through the weekend. And make sure you're securing any loose items outside for those windy conditions Friday.
Riley, thank you. 2 years ago, a booming Aiken business came to a stop after a fire at Duke's Barbecue in Aiken. Nobody injured, but as you can see, there was extensive damage, forcing that restaurant to shut its doors. So for 2 years, the owner never gave up hope on reopening that restaurant.
Today, hundreds were there to eat the first plates being served at Duke's. As a matter of fact, they reached record sales by 4 o'clock. Taylor stopped by to catch up with the owner.
It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Duke's Barbecue is finally open after a year and about 8 months of rebuilding, and with so much good food, they're ready for you to come out. Beans, Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it, they've got it. Today, some customers made the 40-minute drive from Augusta just to get a taste.
Best food in town. Ribs and the hash and rice. Yeah, ribs and hash and rice. I love that stuff.
But they say the drive is worth it.
The good food. We've been missing this for a long time. We're happy they're back open.
Owner Christian Judy says it was double the work and double the money to get the restaurant back up and running.
Next thing you know, we have a fire, and it basically just made it to where we had nothing. We had nothing ready. We had nothing prepared. We had to go back to the drawing board completely and figure everything out from scratch.
But with faith and the help of the community, they're just as lively as before, with hundreds of customers flooding in within the first hours of opening day.
It's mind-blowing to see just how the community's come around us. Aiken's been such a great home for us.
Ribs, chicken, veggies, mac and cheese. It's the kind of food you dream about. If you don't believe the people, come try it for yourself.
You need to come out because it's wonderful. The staff was very nice.
If you'd like to come out for dinner, Duke's is open from 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and they're located right here on Whiskey Road in Aiken. Reporting in Aiken, Taylor Martin on your side.
And if you do want to stop by for dinner tonight, you still have time. They don't shut down until 8 o'clock.
They did stop taking to-go orders, though, around 5 because of the sheer volume of people. So go in person if you've got a hankering for barbecue.
A long 2 years of rebuilding, and today's the day.
I'm sure they are thrilled to be on the other side of that. Tanks, warplanes, memorabilia, and more. We explore South Carolina's rich military history in our next One Tank trip.
First,
and we're ready to help you right now.
Tanks, helicopters, and other military equipment set up right across the street from Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia.
We'll Volk hit I-20 to find out why for this week's One Tank trip.
There's a whole tank here outside Williams-Brice Stadium. I mean, I know it takes a lot of firepower to stop the Gamecocks, but a tank?
And it's not just a one-tank trip. A whole fleet is parked across the street from South Carolina's football stadium. As it turns out, they have nothing to do with football. They're part of the State Military Museum.
Across the street from Williams-Brice Stadium, adjacent to USC's campus, so we're really right in the heart of downtown Columbia.
Executive Director Sadler Taylor has thousands of artifacts and a few dozen vehicles set up across the museum. He says they have stuff from before South Carolina was a state to now and everything in between.
If it deals with the military in South Carolina, we try to address it.
The museum wants to be a place where you can have a personal experience with history. Families of veterans with stories to tell donated many things here.
We're all about telling stories of veterans that have served. It's more than just an object in a case, but what does that object mean? Who used that object?
Here you can see objects spanning hundreds of years of military history up close. In Columbia, Will Volk on your side.
Now you can find the museum at South Carolina's National Guard headquarters.
Interesting place. It is free. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 4. Less than a one-tank trip there. You can spend a half a tank just there and back. No worries.
Revisit us. We'll tell you where to spend the rest of the tank. Well, it may not be Christmas anymore, but gifts still pouring in at the Children's Hospital of Georgia. Donations accepted year-round to help support the thousands of kids that come through the doors every year. Zana Halliburton was there as they accepted a large donation of items that will help bring music to the kids in a whole new way.
These may look like regular headphones to the average eye, but if you know anything about music, you know these are special. They have 3 different channels, green, red, and blue, which means 3 DJs could be playing at one time.
You could have someone really dancing on one side, you can have them rocking out on the other, maybe a little country hoedown on the, right down the middle. I mean, it's, like I said, it could be a lot of different things going on. It's just a lot of fun. The kids can all pair up when they see, oh, you've got the same color as me.
12 Bands of Christmas is the group that donated 125 wireless headphones. They were created in 2001, where 12 bands would come together to put on a concert in support of the Children's Hospital. Over the years, that turned into recording the bands and selling CDs, to this past year, where the music could be purchased on a cool thumb drive.
Being able to do something that, helps provide a better experience for everybody that's treated in our community, and sometimes they're actual people that
personally is a really good feeling.
They donated CD players, music instruments, and even created a music cabin at camp one summer. Kim Allen is the manager of the Child Life team at the hospital, where their goal is to make the environment less scary for the kids and bring fun where they can. She says donations like these are instrumental.
This is a great ice-breaking activity, so we could do it in our playrooms. We could potentially do it as part of a special event. We could do it with holiday kind of stuff if we wanted to do a Valentine party.
Silent disco parties are also planned to happen outside the hospital at camp. Remember, you can be a part of bringing fun to the kids year-round.
We actually rely heavily on donations to get all the items we need for the kids upstairs. We can't do what we do without community support, so it's really important, one, that we have that, but also we're so thankful that we get groups like this to come and bring things.
Reporting in Augusta, Zana Halliburton, on your side.
And if you'd ever like to donate something to the hospital, it does have to be brand new. Just give the hospital a call, or you can head to the front desk. As for 12 bands, Will McCraney is the Artist of the Month. He's raising money for the Children's Hospital with a goal of $1,500.
Those headphones look really cool.
So
I like
fun.
the different color coding
Yeah,
there.
it's neat.
If you'd like to help his cause, or if you're an artist who might want to be featured and highlighted while supporting the hospital, we have a link to the 12 bands page on our website, wrdw.com. Riley.
Remember, we do have a first alert in effect tonight for these very cold temperatures, and it will stick around all the way through the weekend. Now look at those numbers just after a short break.
I'm Chip Lewis with 64 Insurance Group. Surprisingly, there is no Medicare orientation. Let us guide you through the entire process. For a commitment-free consultation, please call the number on your screen. Don't wait till you're 65 to call. Are you 64? .com.
Attention homeowners.
Always committed to quality customer service.
Hey, Brett, I think we need a jingle.
What'd you have in mind?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you're taking something, come knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door.
If
you're 64.
Breaking news at 6 o'clock. One person had to be airlifted after a crash just outside of Clearwater, South Carolina.
SCHP is on the scene near Duncan Road and Crystal Springs Road. Crews there responding to the area right around 5:45. We do have a crew on the way. We're going to update you as soon as we get more information about that. And we also want to update you on something we saw here live unfolding, a traffic situation on Walton Way. Richmond County Dispatch says this is an accident with injuries.
This is the intersection right at 15th Street and Walton Way. Augusta Fire and deputies are there. You can see it looks like some of that response has slowed down, but again, there were injuries in that accident, so just be careful over that way.
And remember, we are expecting a very cold night. Temperatures down as low as 20 or even sub-20 temperatures by daybreak tomorrow morning. We are going to continue to see these very cold temps stick around through the weekend. Saturday morning, actual lows 22, and then actual lows could get as low as 16 by Sunday. You factor in a little bit of wind. Wind chills will be dangerously cold out there each morning this weekend. Luckily, we do stay generally sunny. The sun's not really going to help us warm up too much. High temps 41 Saturday and only up to 43 by Sunday. Here's a look at our expected low temperatures waking up early Sunday. So this is not wind chill. These are actual temperatures. And cold night temperatures down as low as 20 or even sub-20 temperatures by daybreak tomorrow morning. We are going to continue to see these very cold temps stick around through the weekend.
Always committed to quality customer service.
Hey, Brett, I think we need a jingle.
What'd you have in mind?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you're taking something, come knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door.
If you're 64.
Breaking news at 6 o'clock. One person had to be airlifted after a crash just outside of Clearwater, South Carolina.
SCHP is on the scene near Duncan Road and Crystal Springs Road. Crews there responding to the area right around 5:45. We do have a crew on the way. We're going to update you as soon as we get more information about that. And we also want to update you on something we saw here live unfolding, a traffic situation on Walton Way. Richmond County Dispatch says this is an accident with injuries.
This is the intersection right at 15th Street and Walton Way. Augusta Fire and deputies are there. You can see it looks like some of that response has slowed down, but again, there were injuries in that accident, so just be careful over that way.
And remember, we are expecting a very cold night. Temperatures down as low as 20 or even sub 20 temperatures by daybreak tomorrow morning. We are going to continue to see these very cold temps stick around through the weekend. Saturday morning, actual lows 22, and then actual lows could get as low as 16 by Sunday. You factor in a little bit of wind. Wind chills will be dangerously cold out there each morning this weekend. Luckily, we do stay generally sunny. The sun's not really going to help us warm up too much. High temps 41 Saturday and only up to 43 by Sunday. Here's a look at our expected low temperatures waking up early Sunday. So this is not wind chill. These are actual temperatures anywhere from around 15 to 17, 18 degrees across the region. So this is enough to where you do have to have some pipe concerns. If you've had those issues over the past couple of years when we've seen temperatures like that, make sure that you are letting those faucets drip overnight. We are going to continue our first alert for tonight and then both mornings this weekend, just in anticipation of these very frigid temperatures that do not happen all too often for us. So just make sure you're taking those proper precautions. And the good news is we do have warmer weather on the horizon. This is our 6 to 10 day outlook. So moving ahead into next week, and especially by next weekend, we are expecting temperatures to be much warmer than average. Until then, though, it's going to be bitter cold all the way through the weekend. And remember, very windy on Friday.
We have another live update at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock on NBC 26 News.
Then we're back with more News 12 tonight at 11. We'll see you then. At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions that help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
Last season.